What's going on, guys? Black Scout Survival, and today I got another knife review for you. This is the defensive knife review. This is the CRKT Otanashi Noken, designed by James Williams. He's known, in a lot of military circles for different combatives type stuff he's done before training and stuff. But this is primarily a defensive knife. I mean, obviously you can use this EDC, but there's a few reasons why I don't recommend that, and I'll go into that later on in the video. But this is a pretty large folder. You can see here, pretty large, 4.5 inch blade, 10 inches overall length. And you're like, man, that's a huge blade to carry. But in a knife fight, I want as much length as I can. I'd have a sword if I could, if I'm going to get in a knife fight, a bladed weapons fight. I want the largest one I can have, to give me that reach and that distance to get my attacker, But this knife has a few key features to, really benefit in a defensive situation. As you can see here, the blade is a type of Japanese tanto type blade. It's not American tanto, real blocky, real swooping, kind of like a samurai sword that you see. And the reason why that is because of slashing. So when you slash, it's going to slash very smoothly, and maximum cutting. Whereas American tanto, you may not hit all angles of the blade in a slash, but this one you're going to slice all angles with the blade. Now this type of design here is great for penetration as well, so it's even better than a double bladed dagger, for stabbing and stuff. So very good for a defensive knife. If you look around on this side, we have G10, very grippy. We've got a thumb disc, ambidextrous, so you can go right, or if I can do it with my left hand, frame lock. And we have a very deep pocket clip, so you can see the whole thing will disappear off in your pocket, and I'll talk about that's why I have this here. But we also have something known as the locks, lock bar there, and so essentially this makes it almost like a fixed blade knife. It will not close with that engaged there. But you can see very deep pocket clip. So what I did is I added a little frog knot here, a little glow-in-the-dark bead there from I think R.U. Tootley knives, but something to grab hold to, so whenever it's in my pocket, so deep, so you can see there it disappears in your pocket. And because it's such a deep carry, you don't really feel it in your pocket. It doesn't bother you, doesn't get in the way, even though it's such a big knife. But so I can go in and grab that and get that positive retention on that frog knot there. So go in or lanyard knot, whatever you call it. There's a few different names, but that decorative knot there. So quite a few things you can do with that. Now, why wouldn't I use this for an EDC knife? Well, one, you pull this out in public, I mean, it looks spooky, people are like, geez, number one. Two, this is Aus 8 steel. This thing dulls extremely quick. During my use, just cutting random stuff, I almost had to sharpen it almost every time, or at least hone it every time I use it. I had to put it on a hone to sharpen it back up. Now, does that matter for a defensive knife? No, because I shouldn't be using my defensive knife except for in a defensive situation. And why would you carry this over a fixed blade? Well, it may be illegal to carry a fixed blade where you are. Maybe you carry a fixed blade and you want a secondary, a folding knife. So there's a lot of reasons, but I definitely dig it. I think it's a very good fighting knife. I like the design. This guy, James Williams, also has a few other knife designs with CRKT, smaller versions if that's something you're into. Maybe the laws where you are, you can't have a folder this big, but I definitely dig it. Just one more thing about CRKT, defensive tools. They also have, this is a Ruger, they work with, CRKT works with Ruger to make this pin. This is actually a Brian Fellholter aluminum version of his TI bolt. So I think it has like a $30 price tag, very reasonable, versus the $100 some odd for the standard. And it's a bolt action pin and can be used to fight with. This is one of my favorite, the TI bolt is one of my favorite type pins. So you definitely, good option, budget option for you. And that reminds me, before I get done talking about this knife goes for about 80 bucks on Amazon. I'll put a link below. 150 on the website, but you can get it on Amazon for 80 bucks. So definitely a mid-range folder. So anyhow, guys, hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know your thoughts below. And as always, thanks for watching Black Scout Survival.